In this video, I'll be showing you how to access the calendar and giving you a little overview of the calendar and its features. So to get started, you will access your calendar on the left side here under Campus Calibrate. In the menu bar, you'll find Campus Calibrate, so you go ahead and click on it. And then you will see a window populate from there. All counselors are housed within the Academic Advising and Counseling section, so you'd go ahead and click on that. And the last tab that populates is your specific department within the School of Counseling. So if you are in General Counseling, you'll see General Counseling. If you're in EOPS, you'll say EOPS Counseling, and so on. So you would select the department that you are under, and also just know that it will only populate the department. So it's not like you'll have a running list. So it'll be 3 tabs to get you into your calendar. Once you're in your calendar, it will populate your schedule for the day. So for this day, today, it looks like there's nothing scheduled. That dark gray means there is no activity for that day. So I'm just going to select here on the next day, and then you start seeing some stuff here. So the light gray means that you are scheduled to work. However, there's no current students scheduled for you. So if you do see this, the best practice is to make yourself available for walk-ins by either changing your status to online. So from offline, you will go to online. If you do that, the students will have access to knock on your door so that you can, or they can send you an instant chat. But before you do that, we prefer that you take students from the walk-in list in the lobby. In the next module, we will show you how to access that lobby so that you can do walk-ins. So just keep in mind, light gray, I have no scheduled students. I will be seeing students that need walk-in services. This just means that you were scheduled for appointments, but nobody booked. If you see this light gray but you see yellow around it, that means that you're specifically scheduled for walk-ins, so you are responsible to see those students in a walk-in setting. This 2 shaded gray means that you have a busy event, and it says that the busy event counselor meeting. So from 9 to 10, you would be going to your counseling meeting. No students can book during busy events. So busy event could be counselor meeting, any conferences that you're attending during your scheduled hours, or any other type of meetings, lunches, office hours, and so on. And then you'll start seeing color-coded different rectangular boxes here. So if you see here, these 2 are in green, and then it says meeting with, it breaks it up by time. If you hover over it, it will tell you the time, attendee, location. This group is from the general counseling group because that's where we access it. If you were part of 2 different groups, depending on how the students scheduled, whether it was like maybe STEM or veterans, it would tell you what group that is from. But usually we only are part of 1 group, so you'll see your group there. And then the reason code follow-up. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a legend of the colors. So the video meeting would be that orange color, the telephone, that greenish color, and then this is the in-person meeting for the different locations, Rancho, Fontana, and Chino. So if you scroll up, so technically when the student is making their appointment, they'll select how they want to see you. And that's how it kind of gets color-coded. So then if we scroll down, you see another busy event for lunch, another non-scheduled time here, which means we would see students on that walk-in. And then lastly here, you'll see for the last appointment, it is a different color. So it is a video meeting. In the next module, we will be showing you how to access those video meetings through your Cranium Cafe. Now, if you wanted more details on the appointment, for example, the telephone meetings, in order to get the student's information so that you can call them, all you have to do is click on that meeting, and then an appointment details little page is going to pop up. So on here, it will populate as appointment information, who the student was, their ID number, what time it started, the type of appointment, the reason again. So everything that was in that little pop up when you hovered over it, but then it gives you a little bit more access. So if you need to reschedule, extend the appointment, check in the student, or cancel appointment, we definitely don't want you to reschedule or cancel appointments without any authorization from the coordinator, your office coordinator, or your dean, first level manager. So just make sure you're cautious in using these here. If you are going over and you don't have a student right after and you needed to extend it, you could do so here. Another important part from this appointment detail is that intake form. When the student makes the appointment, an intake form is filled out. So I'm going to click on the intake form so you see this is information the student provided. So their name, last name, ID number, email, telephone, so that's where you're going to have access to call them since this is a phone appointment. Their goal, their major, and then information whether they have external transcripts, any AP scores, exams, a little description of what they need to see you for so that you can prepare, and then that telephone number. If the student attaches anything, I've had students attach like an unofficial transcript just so that I could, they think like, oh, I need to also have it for this appointment. They might attach it there, or any document that they want you to see would be there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and then show you, it does the same thing for the video meeting. So if I click on it, there's the appointment details. Now for all the appointments after you are done, you would go here to the notes and reason codes. So if you click on that, it gives you all the reason codes available to us. So you would select the appropriate one. You would put some meeting notes in here, and then you would select whether it's a private, public, or local note. A private note means that only you will be able to see that note when you're pulling up the student's history. If you put it public, anyone within the academic advising and counseling access will be able to see that note. And if you put local, only the people in your specific department will be able to see that note. Once you select save, then it will save to the student's history. Also, if you do see a student from the walk-in list, or someone knocked on your door and you put the student in your schedule, you can put them in as walk-in here and then save. Now, if you have a student who they were scheduled, you waited 15 minutes, and they didn't answer the phone, or they did not log in to your cafe for a video meeting, then you go on here. I usually put a note for best practice, like I called a student 2 times, they did not answer, left them a voicemail, did not hear back from them, and then I just hit mark appointment as no-show, save, and close. What will happen when you do that, this appointment here will go away. So that you're available, it will go to the light gray, available to take students on those walk-ins. And then also, if you wanted to add a student, let's say a student emailed you and no one's on the walk-in, you've been online and no one's knocking, there's a student that says, hey, are you available to meet now? You could do it multiple ways. You can send them your direct link to your cafe, which will show you how to do that in the next module, or you can simply click on any part of the light gray here and then hit create appointment. So here you'll look for the student by their name or their email, the start time, what you need to see them for, what type of meeting it is, subject, so maybe fashion design for transfer. You create the appointment. Once you create the appointment, you will see an appointment in that area. This is a way to also create a workshop or a busy event. We are encouraged not to put in our own busy events. There is a process within the departments. We do submit a schedule change, and then the office coordinator will make those adjustments for us. If you want to look at this in a different view, you could do so by the calendar settings. So the calendar settings will give you an opportunity to change how your calendar is displayed. If you don't want to see from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. And you just want to see the hours you work for that day, you can do so by changing the hours here. So you can do the calendar start time 7:30, end time 4 o'clock, just so that you're seeing just your day and you don't get confused on that dark gray there. And then here, default calendar default by day or by week. I normally like it by day just so that I can see that view. If you do it by week, you have to continue scrolling to see other days. And then horizontal day view, if you wanted to see it in a horizontal way instead of being vertical like this, it will show here your time. So if you, maybe move on to the next day. If you notice here, that light gray, 7:30, and you just kind of scroll to the side here, there's your busy event, your appointments, and then your day ends at 2 o'clock. So it just depends on the preference for you, and that was under calendar settings. Oh, looks like I got out here. Let me go back in there. And then check in details if you want to just have a list of the details for the day. Let me go back to Tuesday since there was some activity. It shows the times, who you met with, the color coded there of how you met with the student, and then the reason code, actual start time and end time. Sometimes you're scheduled for a certain time, like 8:15 to 9, but maybe it doesn't start till 8:20 or it ends a little bit early. It will show you on there. And then if you and then you can just go back to day and then the week as well there instead. So if you do a week, like I said, you have to scroll all the way through. There's Tuesday, Wednesday. So I find that a little bit confusing, so I like to do it by day. So that's it for this section. In the next modules and sections for the Campus Calibrate, we'll be going over student lookup, reports, and then how to access your other appointments, your video appointments. Hopefully you find this useful. We'll see you soon.